My course topic now will be to go into the practical portion of a sodium hydroxide relaxer. We will have up to 50 minutes to demonstrate today's lesson objectives on sodium hydroxide relaxer, to demonstrate the proper setup and implements needed, to discuss the importance of our client consultation, our hair and scalp analysis. We will determine our porosity and elasticity of the hair. I will explain and demonstrate the overview process of your relaxer, periodic strands, and neutralizer, the chemical and physical phases, and the responsibility of always following our manufacturer's directions. So this time we have already washed our hands, sanitized, set up our station. We will have our implements and materials ready, which is our relaxer, our acid balance neutralizing shampoo with color indicator, that is our neutralizer, our protective base cream, our conditioner. We have our water bottle, our tail clips, our applicator brush, our styling combs, our clips, our chemical cape, our towels, our gloves, and of course our timer. At this time, we'll go into our client consultation. We want to determine, is this service even recommended for her hair? We want to determine what relaxer strength we're going to use by her porosity and elasticity of the hair. We want to take in to see if there's any special considerations, any type of scalp sensitivity, hair damage, or breakage. So this time we'll perform our scalp and hair analysis. We'll go through the partings just to see, is there any type of abrasions, redness, swelling, signs of skin infection, or any type of hair breakage going on. So if there is, at that time, we would have to decline this service for safety reasons. What you can do, let's say for example, if she has a skin infection going on, what you can do is, we can't diagnose, but we can refer them to a doctor. Let's say she has just some hair breakage or damage. At that time, you can do like 3 of the following. You can offer them a trim and to get rid of any of that breakage or damage going on. You can offer them a scalp treatment to moisturize the hair. You can also offer a keratin treatment. Keratin treatments are very similar to the chemical relaxing service. They will smooth the hair up to 80%. They will remove 100% of the frizz, and they will cut down blow drying about 50%. So we all know that keratin, our hair is made out of keratin. So that would be an excellent service to offer. So when that client leaves, her hair will actually be in better condition than when she even walked in. So again, those are some of your options. You will perform your elasticity test. Take a piece of that hair, dampen it down. At that time, we'll stretch and see if it returns to its normal shape, which her hair is in really good condition. We'll also go in and do our porosity test. Taking our forefinger and thumb, sliding in the hair up to the scalp to determine, does that hair feel smooth? So as we talked about earlier, if the hair is smooth, what do we consider that? It's compact. If the hair is dense and hard, Jason, what do we consider that? Resistant. Good. If it's rough, we would consider that to be porous. If the hair feels rough and dry or breaks, you see any type of breakage, that means it's overly porous. So that's why it's important to do your client consultation. So you will complete your form, make any notes of any changes. I would recommend for you to have your client also fill out a release statement. Release statements are used in the salon or in schools. That most malpractice insurance companies require release statements. And no, as a cosmetologist, you are not completely cleared of responsibility if any type of damage occurs. So be safe. Once you've gone through those procedures, you will then go in to drape your client. We will put our Sanic around, not to make it too tight. We'll take our towel, place that around. I would secure it with a clip. Just so we don't lose it. Then we'll take our chemical cape. Place that around our client's neck. Then we will take another towel and secure. And we must remember that we will not shampoo the hair prior to this chemical service. And why won't we do that? Go ahead, Susie. Great, good job. Because we want to avoid any type of scalp irritation. So on that note, some of our safety procedures, we will work carefully near the client's face. Make sure that that relaxer does not come into contact with their ears and skin. If the client states that the scalp is burning, immediately rinse. Also, if that relaxer comes into contact with your client's eyes, make sure you flush immediately with cool water and then refer them to the doctor. So, at this time, describe to me 3 safety precautions that we would take in a chemical hair relaxing service. Go ahead, Mary. Right, always follow our manufacturer's directions. Jason, can you give me another one? Good job. Apply your protective base cream. And then I have one more, Susie. Right. Always keep that solution away from the skin and ears, or the skin and eyes. So we will never process that relaxer under a hooded dryer. We would perform periodic strand tests to gauge the degree of processing. We want to inform the client not to scratch their scalp, because why would we not want them to scratch their scalp? Right, correct. To avoid burning or any type of scalp sensitivity. We will never leave our client unattended, and we do not relax the hair more than 80%. So this time we will go into our procedure for applying a sodium hydroxide relaxer. We will part the hair into 4 sections, nice clean partings, hairline to nape, ear to ear. Keeping the hair nice and smooth, using our plastic clips. So why do you think we want to section the hair into 4 sections? What will that do for us, Jason? Right. That will give us control, complete control. And it will help us to work more efficiently when we are applying this relaxer. And we always want to use our plastic clips. Why do you think we want to use our plastic clips? To prevent any type of reactions. If we don't want to use the metal, because that can create a chemical reaction. So once we've sectioned the hair in 4 sections, at that time we will apply or put on our gloves. Once we put on our gloves, and we can go in and apply the protective grease cream. So why do we apply our gloves? Go ahead, Susie. Correct. It's a safety precaution. So we'll take our protective base cream, put it on the back of our palm. We will apply it to the hairline and then around the ears. I always put a little bit of extra on the ears just in case that hair falls down. I'd rather always be safe. Once we've done that, we'll take our base cream and apply it to all of our sections. Onto the scalp. Then we will take our tail comb, taking 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch partings, applying that protective base cream. We want to keep it nice and neat and clean. We don't want to oversaturate. We don't want to put too much of that protective base cream and overlap it onto the hair, because it could interfere with our chemical relaxer. So again, we'll just continue to apply our protective base cream onto the scalp for that extra protection. Always following our manufacturer's directions. Once you've continued down the hair strand, on one section you'll go into all of your other sections, because we want to really get this covered on the entire scalp. So again, once we do that, we can begin our application. Where should we begin our application when we're performing a chemical hair relaxing service? Go ahead, Mary. Right, in the back of the head. And why do we want to do that in the back of the head? Correct, because that is the most resistant area. So at this time, we will take 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch partings, using our applicator brush, having our relaxer ready. We will apply it 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch away from the scalp onto the top strand. Then we'll apply it to the understrand, keeping it 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch away from the scalp and up to 1 inch of its porous end. So gently lay that hair down. Make sure we don't want to get it on the skin or near the eyes. Again, taking our 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch partings. Applying our relaxer to 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch away from the scalp onto the first top strand, onto the underside strand, and up to its porous ends. We will work very quickly. Repetition is the key to this service, so we must practice, practice, practice. So again, we will take 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch partings, applying 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch away from the scalp, onto the top strand, then the underside, up to 1 inch of its porous ends. So as I'm applying this relaxer, what chemical change am I creating? Go ahead, Susie. Correct. I am creating a chemical change. And we talked about that earlier. I also like to let you know that I prefer to use a smaller applicator brush. What that does is it helps to prevent using too much product. It gives me a lot more control. But it doesn't matter, that's your preference. But that's just my preference of using a smaller brush. So once you've applied the relaxer all the way down, you will continue that process to all 4 sections. And again, working as quickly as possible. Once you have done that, then we will go ahead in, take the back of our comb, gently smooth the hair down. Don't put too much pressure. Remember, the hair is at a fragile state. So as I'm smoothing the hair down, what am I doing now? Right. What kind of change is it going to occur? Your physical change. So then I will take a section and perform my periodic strand test. Set our timer, process according to manufacturer's directions, usually around 20 minutes at room temperature. Take that back of your tail comb, push the hair towards the scalp to determine where that curl formation is and to help determine your processing time. Once you do that, you will go back in and apply your relaxer, taking quarter-inch and quarter-inch to half-inch horizontal partings, applying our relaxer to the scalp area, pulling through to our ends. Again, we want to keep that away from the client's skin or near the eyes. Applying that relaxer to the scalp, pulling through to the ends. Taking nice, clean, neat partings. So describe to me some benefits of doing our periodic strand test. Go ahead, Susie. Right, one is to determine our processing time. What is the other one, Mary? Good job. To avoid over-processing the hair. Excellent. So again, as we continue to do this, we want to be very gentle. We don't want to aggressively brush that relaxer towards the scalp area. And we want to make sure that we are nice and clean and neat, not using excessive product. Then we will go in and apply that to all 4 sections. Once we have done that, we will again smooth the hair down, creating that physical change. With the back of our tail comb. And remember, we will never comb that relaxer through the hair. What do you think will happen if I start combing that hair? Because our hair is at a sensitive state right now, right? So if we do that, we will end up causing the hair to break. So we never want to do that. We just want to smooth it down, being very careful and gentle. Then we will take another little section, taking the back of our comb, performing our periodic strand, pushing towards the scalp. At this point, the curl formation will be straight. So at that time, we will shut off our timer, take our client over to the shampoo bowl, and rinse with warm water, always following our manufacturer directions. So once we've done that, we will go into our neutralizing procedure. So make sure that you have your acid balance neutralizing shampoo with color indicator near you and your conditioner. One option you will have is to apply your normalizing lotion. Leave on approximately, comb it through the hair with your styling comb and leave on approximately 5 minutes. And then rinse thoroughly. I would recommend for you to leave your gloves on at this time until you are done with the neutralizing procedure. You will take your acid balance neutralizing shampoo with the color indicator. Shampoo the hair 3 times. Once that color indicates that the suds are, as we talked about earlier, once the pink turns clear or the suds become white, that means what, Mary? Right, that our relaxer has been completely removed and the normal pH of the hair has been restored. So that's why I highly recommend that acid neutralizing balancing shampoo. It's great to have that color indicator so you know exactly when that hair is returned to its normal pH. So once that happens, you will rinse thoroughly and then condition the hair. Then at that time you can discard your gloves into the appropriate receptacle. You will then at that time take your client back over to your station and inform them of the post-hair services. Inform your client that never to use a bleach service on chemically relaxed hair, not to use excessive heat on your irons, with your irons, and to use the recommended shampoo and conditioner. So if your client requests for you to flat iron their hair, what kind of heat setting will you use? Go ahead, Jason. Good job, low. So at that time you will discard all of your supplies into the appropriate receptacles. You will clean and sanitize and disinfect all your implements and store accordingly to the sanitation requirements. You will clean and sanitize and prepare your workstation for your next service. You will wash your hands with soapy water and complete your client record card. Keeping accurate records is extremely important. You want to list the services you performed, the products used, your times processed, your finished results. You want to note any client comments or concerns for future reference. So, for example, let's say that our client's hair, when the chemical relaxing was on, that her hair seemed to be really straight in all these 3 sections, but in the front left quadrant, it seemed to be taking a lot longer. It wasn't working as quickly. So what does that mean? That means that the hair is considered resistant in that area. So again, everybody's hair is different, so you want to make a note on that client record card for future services. So it's extremely important. At that time, we have come to the conclusion that you will be able to understand and demonstrate your setup, know your safety and sanitation requirements, your implements and the procedures you need to reach your desired result. You will distinguish the difference between your hair porosity and elasticity. You will know how to perform your hair and scalp analysis and do your consultation. You will know exactly what strength of relaxer to use by your hair porosity and elasticity test. And you'll know how to perform your periodic strand test to determine your processing time and to avoid over-processing. You will understand the responsibilities of always following your manufacturer's directions. So remember, hair relaxing services is a powerful chemical on the hair. So extreme care must be taken when giving your client this service. Professional hair relaxer services are in great demand, so perfect your skills to achieve your success. So your assignments for tomorrow will be to perform a periodic strand test on each other. Demonstrate how to perform your porosity and elasticity tests on your mannequin. You will pair up in groups and role play a client consultation and fill out the client record card. You will be graded on the explanation of your hair and scalp analysis. I have a rubric assessment on chemistry of hair relaxers to determine how well you are comprehending the information and to see how well you're performing. Then on Friday, you will have your mock practical exam on sodium hydroxide virgin application using brush method. So students, I know today was probably a little overwhelming. I gave you a lot of knowledge. So that's why it's important for you to go home and work on your assignments for tonight. And then I will see you back here in the morning. So have a good day, everyone.